That's the sound of thunder.
In Saudi Arabia.
In
Tanzania. Tasmania.
Was it Tanzania?
I think it was the set of Epcot and Hollywood Studios' Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
No.
Also, I think parts of it took place on the Aerosmith roller coaster.
It's possible.
But in title, it's Thunder in Paradise 2.
Thunder in Paradise 2.
Too hot, too soon.
And I think this was 2 episodes called something about kissing me, Kismet me, or call me crazy.
Or Call Me Crazy. So those were the 2 names.
No, I don't know.
Kismetting me and Call Me Crazy.
No, it's like Kiss Me or Call Me Crazy. But
so either
with
or.
Kismet.
Okay. Well, wow.
Did you like this better than the first one?
No.
No? Oh.
I mean, I love Disneyworld, and that's where they shot this entire freaking movie. Like Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Grand Floridian, and Saudi Arabia.
Doesn't that make you want to watch it more and more, knowing that it's shot in this place where you know where it is?
Sure.
I tend to like watching movies where I've been to where it's been shot.
Yeah. Well, you've never seen the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, but they like have this Moroccan scene, and then there's Morocco in Epcot, which I don't think we went to Morocco when we went to Epcot. We went to like everywhere but Morocco. And it was because by that time we had gone through a lot of the like international food tasting at Epcot. We were pretty drunk because we were sampling all these beers. Like we went through Germany and France and Canada and Norway and China.
It's like the taste of Colorado, but it's taste the world. Yeah, taste the globe.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray.
It costs about as much money to taste the globe as traveling around the globe, because it was like for a taste of wine, it was like maybe like $7 for like a shot glass.
But you know, it's funny because we were watching this and we were like, well, this has to be someplace in Florida where they're shooting all these stuff that's in the Middle Eastern set that it's supposed to be. And then once you looked it up, we didn't realize that it's a blatant shooting like right in the set where Indiana Jones is, right?
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny too, because I was even looking up pictures of like Morocco and Epcot when they were running around, and I'm like, oh, here's a picture of someone getting married right where she's getting married in this show. Yeah. So basically the wife he had in the last movie and was fake penetrating is gone.
Yeah.
We don't even reference her, acknowledge her existence ever happened.
And so is Carol Alt's accent.
Yes. Completely gone.
Yeah.
Because she knows that Aladdin is only attracted to people without a weird Brooklyn accent. So she just completely ditches the accent.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to acknowledge the opening sequence.
Yeah. Bitches and beaches.
It was like a 1990s commercial advertisement for iMovie.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably what you could do if iMovie existed in the 90s.
Yeah, there's a lot of flipping stuff around.
Putting little boxes over big boxes and little, like celebrity squares.
Yeah.
But with just boobs everywhere. So many boobs. It was so funny. So I'm still at odds with this. So that really is his daughter. Jess really is. Because I could have sworn she was calling him Randolph or something in the first movie and was like talking to the lady of the hotel like it was her mom.
Maybe she was calling him Daddy and it sounded like Randolph.
Yeah. Or Randy.
Yeah. Or Ratty.
Or Ratty, you rat tail McGee.
Maybe it's like, you're such a radical dad, I'm going to call you Ratty.
I bet you that's what it was. He was like, you're fucking cooler than Mrs. Doubtfire, Dad.
Call
that was
Ratty,
so funny.
Jess.
We're thinking like, oh, they're in South America, they're back in Cuba, and really they're in like the swamps of Florida. And this witch doctor woman is with them, and she's like, you just eat all these things and you'll be good, man.
This movie starts exactly in the same place where they shot the Swamp Thing TV show.
Really?
Yeah, because they shot that in Orlando, and it looks just like that.
I don't recall the song.
Swamp is my world.
The swamp.
It is who I am. It is what I am. I was born a man. I know the evil that men do. Do not bring your evil here. Beware the power of Swamp Thing.
That also sounded like the Hellraiser monologue.
It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, he's like, I will tear your soul apart.
Swamp Thing. Do-do-do-do.
Yeah, I guess that is perfect. So, Tanzania? This is a fake place.
No,
Tasmania?
no,
What is
because
it?
it sounded like Indonesia. Tandonasia.
Tandonasia, which is not a place. I
Which
looked it up.
we spent about 20 minutes trying to find out if it's a real place.
It's not.
Because I would feel like an idiot if I was like, oh yeah, and they made up this place. And it's like, no, you dumbass. That's a real place.
Yeah, that's
in
the
world.
capital of Egypt.
But this is not a place at
No.
all. This is in
Because-
Florida.
And the reason I also know it's not a place is thunder could not get them there that quickly without killing about 60 million humpback whales.
Yeah, no.
And also running into a few cruise ships and running out of food and starving to death because they brought a picnic basket.
Yeah, they didn't really think that through. Maybe they just didn't know how far away it was.
I know. It was just so insane. I was surprised out of all the women to see Carol Alt is the main charactress.
Yeah.
Actress character.
Do you think that they liked her and beefed up her part? Did you know that she owns that bar, the Scuttlebutt Bar? She's not just a bartender.
In
there?
real life?
No.
On the
No, on the show.
I was like, at the Grand Floridian, I doubt there's a bar called the Scuttlebutt.
I'm pretty sure the Grand Floridian owns that bar in real life.
Yeah, and it's probably called Mickey's Mouse Hut.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch
Mickey's
of mice.
Mouse Butt.
There's a bunch of pesticides, or not pesticides. There's a bunch of rodents.
What is a scuttlebutt?
It's like a butt that scoots.
Isn't it a real thing? Like
I
a
don't know.
beach term? Or
Well, I know
something?
scuttle is a bird in The Little Mermaid, and a butt is on your ass, or is your ass.
Yeah.
So it's like Scuttle's ass.
Well, what's the thing in badminton called?
Bad man?
Badminton.
Oh,
Badminton.
Did you just say bad?
No, I said it correctly. You heard it wrong.
I don't know. I've never played that game.
Oh, okay.
I'm more of a what's the bird? You hit the birdie with the racket. I'm more one of those people.
The birdie
Yeah,
with the feather?
yeah,
That's badminton.
yeah,
So you played that.
yeah.
What's it? I think those are called shuttlecocks, though. I don't think they're called scuttlebutts.
Well, I'll tell you what. Brew was about to get his shuttlecock cut off of him in that Moroccan
Sure
scene.
was. You know, it's funny. I saw that when that scene was playing, it cuts to them and they're talking, and then there's those two melons on the table. I was like, oh, those look like balls. And that's exactly what they were
And then
supposed
they
to be.
cut him
there
in
for.
half. That was so good. I just love it.
So did that opening montage have anything to do with the rest of the movie?
Oh, absolutely.
Was that Brew's dream? Because this movie does a similar thing that Blair Witch, the new Blair Witch, did. Where
Yeah,
it
and
starts,
Insidious.
yeah, where it starts, or Back to the Future 2, where it starts with something.
Or What Dreams May Come.
It starts with something, and you wonder what it is, and then it turns out that like it's happening in the movie, and
it's a
you're
dream.
seeing the ending. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Blair Witch did that. And so I think they got the idea from Thunder in Paradise too.
I bet you the director watched it closely. I bet he was like, I'm going to find something so obscure. But I have to say that this movie did a really good job of not stereotyping people.
Well,
Cubans were really badly stereotyped in the first
Oh, yeah.
movie. And in the second one, I mean, they had some white people as the bodyguards for
yeah, it was all
the,
white people.
the Saudis or whatever they are.
Yeah.
And the Tansies. And
Tanzans, the Tandies,
the
the Tandanasians.
the tangerines. I'm glad they were really sensitive to this topic.
Well, how do you know that they were stereotyping or not? Because they're Tandanasians.
I just know because they shot it in Disney's Epcot.
And because
so-
they're wearing those things on their heads.
Yeah, as soon as you wear a turban, you're automatically someone from Tanzania.
Now, one thing I loved about this movie, and one thing that is one of my favorite things of action movies, particularly action movies in the 90s, is when people are using bazookas. Those are one of my favorite.
I thought you were going to say
fucking-
machetes. What are those giant knives that they use in tangerines?
I don't know. There are like machetes, but then there's those Arabian knives where they're curved.
Arabian knives, like Arabian gays. Yeah, just like those Arabian Nights.
But when I was a kid, my favorite thing in movies was when someone used a bazooka and shot a rocket at something. And in the 90s, there were a bunch of movies back to back that I saw where, you know, it would build up, there would be these gunfights and stuff, and then in the final battle, the bad guy would be like, well, fuck this shit. I'll take this bazooka and blow them up. And so...
Or it's like Indiana Jones where he just shoots the guy who's wielding the giant sword.
Yeah. So when they shot a bazooka in this one, I got excited.
Did Thunder do that?
No, Thunder had like lasers and a machine gun.
Thunder
but no
had
bazookas.
everything. Thunder had Zordon's voice from Power Rangers.
Yeah, so his voice sounded different this time than the first episode.
Yeah,
the
because
first
you
one
said it was Hulk.
Well, the first one was Hulk. You can tell it was Hulk slowed down, but this one is like Rangers.
Yeah, it's like Rangers, and he's like, ay, in the background. I think that was Brew, though. No, but that was perfect. That whole dream sequence, I'm like, that was the longest dream ever.
That caught me by surprise. I didn't know.
I mean,
that's what
dreams
that
are
was.
like, what, 5 minutes? I mean, I feel like some of my dreams go on forever, which, like, I write down some of my dreams because I'll wake up and be like, you won't believe the dream I just had. And you're like, why are you having this dream? What is wrong with you? And so now, you know, I have these dreams to predict the future.
I hope so. Well, did you get a dream crown?
I did. And it was by a witch doctor.
You know, you can zip line with those things.
Apparently, you can do a lot of things. It gives you magical powers. It's pretty amazing, but
You gotta do that pelvic pump while you're zip tying.
it's so funny, though, because, like, then Kelly has her dream, and she sees Mowgli or Aladdin or something, and she's like, and then they just make out on the beach, and he's got some fat guy. Who would you say that fat guy looked like? The white guy that was, like, his bodyguard.
The big one?
Yeah.
I want to say that was a wrestler, like Bam Bam Bigelow or something. but he didn't
It
have.
sounds like a talk show.
Bam Bam Bigelow. Hey,
everybody, it's Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow. Guess who we got on the show tonight? We got the mayor of Pensatawny.
Get over here. I hear you were from Tanzania.
Give me a Bam Bam Bigelow. Now, Tanzania.
Yes, it's where we make coffee grounds.
Wow. Well, that just Bam Bam Bigelowed my mind.
Excuse me, I have to go Bam Bam Bigelow in the toilet.
No, Bam Bam Bigelow was a wrestler, and he was bald, and he looked kind of like that guy, but he had this big head tattoo. But I guess this guy had a big
Like a
turban.
tattoo of a head on his head?
It was like a tattoo of a spider web on his head.
Oh.
That's actually a good idea.
That's a fact. I don't know if I would ever do that.
You wouldn't get a tattoo on your head?
Yeah, I'd have to shave my hair off, but
Yeah, well, it would grow back. Do you think there's a lot of people?
it would.
Do you think there's people walking around with hair and they're like, one of these days I'm going to shave it off and people are going to see my true colors. I got a fucking spiderweb tattoo on my head.
Well, at first when you were like, do you ever think there's people walking around with hair? I was like, yeah, I do. I think I'm one of those people. But then you finished your question and I thought, I'm curious to see if this will happen.
I've always wondered if you get a tattoo on a place where hair grows, if hair stops growing there, or then when the hair does grow, is it just like going through this ink on your head and it turns colors?
I have a feeling it doesn't do that, but I don't know. Bam Bam Bigelow would know. But it was funny when she ran into Mowgli on the beach and he just like comes up to her and he's like, every man's soul knows perfect love. And he's saying all these weird things. And she's just like, huh? You got a big dick? I can see through those white pants. And that's all I care about. And you got long hair.
What do you think
Aladdin.
about guys with long hair like that? Like long hair.
I think they remind me of women.
Yeah.
Like a beautiful woman that looks like a man.
I loved how long it took him to walk to the beach in
It's because his hair was so
in
long.
Kelly's dream, and his bodyguards are walking with him.
They're just like sauntering behind him.
They're like, yes, we'll follow you to give this white rose, which was very expensive, to this woman. who you've never met.
But the best part of it was the almost like sandals commercial with Aladdin and Kelly.
The Mentos commercial.
Yeah, it was like Viagra. It's like one of those, like, if you have side effects of bleeding eyes and breaking eardrums, then don't take
You're
Viagra.
Probably watching Thunder in Paradise too.
Yeah. Stop both of those things. Don't take Viagra or Thunder in Paradise too.
Speaking of Viagra, when I was writing my notes, I abbreviated this movie as Tip 2. If we ever wanted to go through and watch all the episodes of this, not the movies, but the episodes, we could do a separate Plex Files show called Just the Tip.
I'm good with just these tips. I don't want too many tips.
There's 22 episodes.
I don't need too many tips or it feels like advice. But yeah, it was like a Viagra commercial. It was like a pregnancy commercial, Activia, yogurt, soy milk.
Is that the Jamie Lee Curtis stuff?
Dannon?
Activia?
I don't know. Yeah, I think she did that. Activia.
Craptivia.
Craptivia. I think it was like a probiotic.
Yeah, probiotic for your butt.
It was like monostat that you ate or something.
It's like mono crap.
Good one. It was really good. But so many different things. Or it could have been bathrobes or long white pants. But anyway. So we're back at
a big sleeveless robe.
Yeah. It certainly wasn't a commercial for a spaghetti top like what Drew was wearing, just barely covering the nips. And then they gradually get like whiter throughout the episode.
Man, they really played up the Brew and Spencer couple thing.
Yeah, it was like
episode.
The Odd Couple. Only they're into women, but they aren't really, they like have the opportunities to marry women and they don't.
Have you picked up on this, that Brew is a cook or a chef? He knows about food and stuff.
Other than him picking up the picnic basket in Thunder.
No, but he knows food because at the end.
He's like, this is a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, because he was like, these are baked bat lips that you're eating. Yeah, they're usually pretty good. Need some fennel.
Oh, I didn't think that they were really that, though.
But remember when Mowgli, the Prince Aramor, I think is what his name is?
Mowgli. That's what I choose to call him.
I think his name is Prince Aramor. When he actually, like, for real, when they repeat the dream for real life, and he
the premonition.
And he walks up to Kelly and gives her the rose. And then Bruce says, hey, I've seen a lot of bad pickup lines in my day, but you take the Moussaka.
Moussaka. That one takes the Moussaka. And then I was like, is she dating Brew? Because what a bitch. And then I was like, I think Brew's just a little crazy.
Yeah.
But then the dude pulls a fucking knife on Brew on the beach and just like puts it up to his neck. And all these people are just like beach blanket bingo. And they're just like, wow, pony, what? Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun. And it's like, he's got a knife to his neck getting flipped over by the white man, Tanzan.
And he was lucky. Hulk came and saved him from getting his head cut off.
Yeah, it's always up to Randolph. Always saving the day. It's just so funny. And then, so they're getting ready to go leave together, this Prince Mowgli, after the Viagra commercial. And he kisses her and he goes,
the moonlight.
Taste the moonlight. What the fuck does that mean? Was he just eating out another person's ass? And he's like, that's the moonlight. Like, what does that mean?
I mean, it's kind of a stretch, but possibly.
Or it could be like, mysterious moonlight. That Bon Jovi song.
That's David Bowie's song.
Oh. Never mind. I confuse the two of them pretty often, not for any reason that makes sense, but anyway. But it's good that she leaves with the Aladdin guy who's totally not sketchy. You met him for 5 minutes.
Like, I don't trust this guy with the hair.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hair and people with knives on the beach.
And Chris Sarandon is his father.
When you said that, I was like thinking it in my head. I thought it was him or Jeremy Irons. And I just like looked at him like a really thin, malnourished Jeremy Irons. Yes, Simba.
Let that blood rain from the sky.
All I can think of is the Be Prepared song, so I don't have a good Jeremy Irons impersonation.
Keep the bottle.
There we go.
Couldn't catch my chair with me in it.
don't know what any of these
Except for Die Hard 3.
Oh, okay. Never seen that movie. I'm just like, I know these are all things he must have said. But it's so funny because then Bruce's daughter wakes up at like 2 a.m. and is playing with the calculator. Like, she's like, 5 + 3 = 8. 7 divided by 3 is 5 3/4. And I don't know what the count. That's me impersonating a calculator, apparently. But it's so weird because Randolph comes in and he's like, "Hey, Jess, what's wrong?" And it's a different kid than the last movie. And he's like, "Let me just lay here in bed with you. Uncle Brew will lay with us too." It's like, well, that's not fucking weird at all.
Yeah, Uncle Brew's like, "Hey, I'm up in the middle of the night, completely dressed
with these spaghetti straps.
What are you guys up to?" Yeah, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say completely dressed. Brew's never completely dressed.
I know. He never is. He's always just dressed oddly.
He gets pretty close to nude in this episode.
Yeah, especially in the scene where he's being Mowgli.
Yeah.
Running on the beach. And he's got those big yellow pants. And the weird hat. That was so good. But then, so apparently Kelly should have thought a little bit deeper about marrying this man she knew for 5 minutes and had a dream about, because now he's marrying her off to the bad guy in Pinocchio.
Yeah.
The one
Stromboli.
who's Stromboli. She's marrying a Stromboli sandwich, and it's bad. He has bad facial hair.
He does. And he's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, which would you have to imagine the penis size on that man would just rail right through you and destroy your coccyx.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I would imagine it's kind of like a couple of jars of something.
Like stuffing jars inside it? Like,
like one of those big
Clausen jars?
like one of those industrial sized cans of nacho cheese you can get.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like how wide his dick is.
Jesus.
It's like a paint can.
Christ. That's not even attractive.
Well, no, he's probably a freak of nature. He's probably like, I have to become a warlord because I have one of those nacho cheese industrial dicks.
It wreaks havoc and reeks.
It wreaks havoc.
Literally and figuratively. It's awful because now she has to marry him.
What's that guy's name? The Morgor?
I don't know. Mordor.
I like how when he comes in the first
Eye
time,
of Sauron.
there's those two guards when he first comes in, and he like lightly shoves both of them, like, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck
and
you.
they just take it. They're like, I have the direction to just take this.
Yeah.
From the director.
So Mordor is gonna come in and shove you lightly, and you just
fucking take it, man.
This is Tuesday for you guys.
Yeah, this is your day. This is not your day. Because Stromboli is here.
As a Disneyworld cast member, you need to really just blend in with the scene.
I just hope that someone was like attending the Disney college and that was their
this had to be
side credit that they got was being in this.
These had to have a bunch of day players, right? For all these parts.
I hope they weren't date rapers.
Did you notice when they're running and there's supposed to be a part where they're getting shot at in the feet, and you can see that it's just like steam coming up from the floor on the Indiana Jones?
Oh, totally. It totally was. Because it totally was the Indiana Jones thing. And it's so funny because even with the scaffolds and things, they're like climbing them, and there's like even a scene in that stunt show where they're on the ladder and they're like falling backward and moving forward, and you even called it out and you're like, does Brew have a buckle attached to the ladder? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And you're like, pretty sure. Lo and behold, it was there, attached to his dick, because I don't know if he had any pants, like a belt or something that attached. I just couldn't get over how fast Thunder went to get to the places it took them.
Well, it showed at the end when they cranked the speed up, it was going about 245 miles an hour.
That's all?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fucking fast.
How many marine mammals did that kill? How many sharks?
Oh, a lot. I'm sure it just turns them into chum as they go through.
Chum?
Yeah, it's a chummer.
You're my chum. I know a chum is a friend.
No, chum is when you get a bunch of fish and like food process their guts into the ocean, so it attracts more fish over.
Gross.
So that's what Thunder was doing to endangered species.
That's disgusting and terrible. Yeah, the whole thing is just like, I can't imagine there isn't something in the way. And then whenever they stop, there's trees along the side, and they're not like going mad from being in a boat all this time. And I am still not buying that Thunder has a basement to it.
Yeah, well, you better buy it because that's where they are.
All I'm buying is this movie.
What did you think about Hulk's scuba underwater photography scenes?
I thought that they were pretty good, but they weren't him.
It was him when they were in close-up.
Oh.
Because you could tell.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he had the like breathing mask thing that they gave his daughter that they tried to murder at the end of the last. And they probably did murder her because now they have a new kid. She probably drowned in the last one.
Do you think they shot that at the in the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride, or at
They only
Epcot?
have that in Disneyland.
Oh,
but
they
in
don't have
Epcot,
that.
they have like an underworld.
The Kate Beckinsale
like
ride?
hell. They have a thing there because I know when we went on the Finding Nemo ride, we came out and it was really sad. They had like a manatee and a dolphin, which is awful.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I don't know if we should have come here because I don't want to go to SeaWorld and support that shit. But
Yeah.
I don't think so because those tanks are pretty just like blue wall. Like there's nothing real about them. You know, they don't build any coral reefs or.
Well, I don't think any of that stuff was real that we saw. I think it was a bunch of pebbles and gravel underwater.
I don't know. They probably just shot it like off the coast or something. You could totally find that off the coast of Florida. We went and did snorkeling where the manatees are out in Crystal Lake.
Not
something?
Crystal Lake.
Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called. Crystal Cove?
I think it was something. I don't know. But it had manatees. We found one manatee there. But they could have shot it there. It's just so funny that they made up a place where they're going, yet they made it seem like Morocco or Saudi Arabia because they shot it at the Morocco World in Epcot. I just couldn't get over how many scenes I was able to find like the actual exteriors for in Epcot.
No, it looked like the same establishing shots in a lot of them with the stills that you found.
Yeah, no, it totally did. But it's so funny because they are in Epcot and they're running through with these guns, just like murdering people and shooting.
And Bruce got an Uzi and he's holding his hand up like in a karate chop style. So he's like walking with an X everywhere he goes.
Is an Uzi another term for a boner?
No, an Uzi's the handheld machine gun.
Oh, good. I didn't know if he was oozing from his Uzi.
No. Oozing with oil.
But that was so funny when
and
they
hot
cut
sauce.
and hot sauce. Yes. Cheers. When they cut to the wedding at the end, it's so funny because that's, like I said earlier, where people have already been married. But the minister is Mowgli's dad, Chris Sarandon. They show the really tall guy, Stromboli, and and so the minister's just like mouthing nothing. I mean, I would do it, but you couldn't see it. And he's mouthing nothing, and then Stromboli is like, "On with it! Stop pretending to talk." It's like, yeah, why are you just mouthing nothing, you weird man?
Chris, why are you a white Englishman
in Florida
with a captain uniform?
I think I was actually, no, I wasn't. No, I was actually in Disney World around the time that they shot this movie.
No, really?
I went there in like 94, 95. Yeah.
Is that where you saw Patrick Duffy?
That was when I was in 5th grade. So that was like 2000 something. But yeah, that's where I saw Patrick Duffy, and he was not happy to see me.
he wasn't taking the Moussaka.
Yeah, he was a little stuffy, that Duffy. He was shooting some commercial for like, I don't know.
Activia.
Step by step. Activia.
If you were like, Mr. Duffy, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, hurry up.
Yeah, he's like, I need to take some, you got some Imodium?
I need some Activias.
That's perfect. But that was so funny. So they capture Brew and Randolph and throw him in this probably like storage area in Disney World where that gate is. And then the bad guy's eating something and they're like, oh, I can't believe you're eating that. People are known to known to put bad things in there. You ever see that movie Alien?
And then the guy's like,
he's like, oh, yeah.
I have seen that movie Alien.
He's like, of course I have. I'm Tanzanian.
The Tangerine.
They shot that movie here as well. But that was so good. And then he's like, just give me that. And I'll well, I don't know why I'm giving that accent. That's Randolph. And Randolph's like, hey, brother, you ever try not to eat that?
Brother, you ever had hot sauce, brother?
Brother, you ever cheers and no one cheers you back?
Brother, you ever have a hot butt in the morning after eating hot sauce? Brew, you ever had hot butt?
God.
Hot butt brew?
That sounds awful.
You ever had hot butt?
Oh, I had it the other day. I ate some jalapeno coins, and they were jalapeno loins.
They were jalapeno coin.
All up in my loins. Of course I've had them, and I couldn't believe they did it to that poor man.
Yeah, it's weird. What if he liked spicy food? What if he was like, oh, wow, that's a lot better? And they're like, fuck.
Or what if they're like, you've seen the movie Alien? And he's like, no. And then they're like, you seen the movie Christmas Vacation where the turkey bursts when they cut into it at Christmas and it's dry? No.
Did you see Spaceballs?
Did you ever see Spaceballs? That's a funny movie. That has nothing to do with this.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was like a parody of Alien. Some other star flicks, brother.
Anyway, well, enjoy your meal.
Yeah, they're like, well, we got to come up with something else.
But they could have just knocked down the door anyway and then punched him in the face.
They should have just left through the gift shop.
They should have.
I'm sure there was another door in there. It was like the manger where Jesus was born, where they threw them in.
Like, brother, can you believe they're charging $30 for a t-shirt here, brother? I can't even put this t-shirt on my head, brother.
Gotta get this do-rag, brother, in Morocco, brother. He's like, that's a turban, Randolph. He's like, yeah, brother.
Brother, this food's definitely giving me hepatitis.
He's like, that's the good kind, right? D, hepatitis D.
The good kind.
Makes your skin yellow.
I need that hot sauce to burn off this hepatitis.
Oh, that was so funny. I'm glad that they dropped in through the ropes and stopped the wedding.
Yeah, this is the second movie in a row in this trilogy where there's been a wedding as a major plot point.
Yeah, and Randolph is almost married again.
Yeah, and he was into it this time.
Yeah, but then it was not so good when Brew Baker almost got his nuts sliced off.
Yeah,
so he could watch over the harem girls, the white harem girls, the American harem.
The Amerim girls?
The Amerim girls.
There's a lot of white women in this part that are not supposed to be white.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're Tangerine, then you can be whatever you want to be or whatever you're born to be. I don't know. That's what's so weird is like they totally made up a fake place so that people weren't like, none of these actors look of this nationality. They're all random ass people.
They should do that more often so that they can just cast who they want to cast.
Totally.
Be like, well, we can't cast this guy because this is Gods of Egypt and all of these people are white. It's like, yeah, but if this was God of Tangerine-Egypt.
Well, like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You know, they're in Middle Earth, which is like, if you shot that here, you'd be like a lava baby or something.
Yeah.
Because the middle of the earth is pretty hot.
Well, I think the Middle Earth is the Middle East in Tolkien's stuff.
You mean Jur Tolkien?
Jur Tolkien's.
Jur Tolkien. Junior Tolkien.
Please welcome our local author this year for open mic night. His name is Jur Tolkien's.
Thank you very much. The elves leapt from the mountains where the Dark Lord crept. And once they knew that death was there, they left. Thank you very much. I'll be back next week. It'll be ladies' night. Drinks, $5 a piece.
I'm Jur Tolkien's.
I'm glad we got him to stop by. He has nothing to do with this movie, and he's dead.
There's nachos in the front. I'd love it if you'd buy a copy of my book.
Nachos in the front is the name of the book.
Yeah. I'm thinking about changing it to something else. I don't know.
Powdered donuts.
Yeah. I call powdered donuts hobbits, though. Maybe there's something there.
Yeah. Hot dogs. That's what I call a win. Hot dog.
You know, I've been thinking about, instead of going by Jur, by pretending that those are separate letters of my name.
Oh, like adding periods in?
Yeah. What if instead of Jur, I was JRR, and instead of Tolkien, I was, well, I'll keep that.
Well, I think people would be like, JRR. Like a walrus or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but another fake wedding. And
less wind this time.
Yeah, less wind. Thank God. This is what happens when you use controlled sets, people.
Yeah, and they have the most controlled set.
They did, because it was literally a set. Like, where people go and walk around. Now we need to go there and, like, walk around and be like, oh, this is where Brew hid behind this plant that was, like, an inch thin and nobody could see him somehow.
So how could you not like this one more than the first one? This one's such a more adventurous, swashbuckling episode. I don't even know if they're going to top this with the third one.
I don't know. I don't know.
Was it, there's too many montages in this one?
I would say not enough.
Yeah, but there's way too many.
You mean like the dream sequences?
Yeah, there's the dream sequences, the opening with the waterfalls and stuff.
Oh, that was so funny. That was like a TLC song.
Yeah, and then Brew eating grapes with those ladies and getting felt up.
That was great. He's so smiley. I was like, how does he not get a boner shooting this? And you were like, maybe he does. And I'm like, I wouldn't be mad.
And then Chris Sarandon's like, we have to start your transition. He goes, transition for what? He goes, well, we cut off your balls with your melons. And then there are white guards like, you dare not take the gifts of our king.
That was so funny. I wish I could think of who he looked like. If anyone can think of it. Bam Bam Bigelow. It was great because he's the new warlord. And it's funny because he's like, now wait a minute. And then the Aladdin guy's like, oh, now I can marry you, Kelly. And she's like, now wait a minute.
And then they all
sit down and have dinner.
Well, it's weird because they take down the warlord and they're like, yes, long live you, the witch is dead. Long live long live you guys. And then they're
no longer Strombolis, only cannolis.
and then they're like, now you're the warlord, and now let's all point our guns at you. And then Bruce's like, now wait a minute. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and then he's like, I want you to marry my daughter. And Bruce's like, hey man, every time they make you marry their daughter, it's like some ugly chick, and then it's like this really beautiful woman. And then we never see her again, just like the woman in the first movie, who we never see again. She probably got
shot or stabbed in that, shootout that they had afterwards.
Or got lost in the Moroccan food market where they had the taste of Morocco.
That's true.
Or tangerines.
She probably got a blood orange margarita somewhere.
God, sounds foul.
It's good. We had one.
Blood.
Orange.
From the knives you spill on the streets. Anyway.
Very racist episode, I would say.
Very.
In light of today's,
but
political climate.
They're in Tangerina or whatever, and so let's call Morocco Tangerina. Or whatever, Tanzania. It was so funny because it all played out just like Jess's dream, and it's funny because at the end he goes, whoa, man, this is just like Jess's dream.
Whoa, man.
Whoa, brother.
Whoa, brother.
Whoa, brother. This is just like Jess's dream.
Do you think he was like, whoa, brother, I totally didn't get a babysitter for Jess before we left.
Who the fuck is watching? That witch doctor is left at home with my daughter.
Good thing the witch doctor is watching my daughter.
Ooh, shit, I forgot I got a pair.
Come on, why does everything smell like sage?
Why is my daughter burned on a cross in the back?
Yeah.
And why is there a doll poked with needles like her?
You churned my daughter and then wore her blood? Why?
Don't worry, part 3 will cover this. You don't need to explain now, brother.
I don't know about this witch doctor, brother.
I was in love with you, Brew. And then the witch doctor, she killed my daughter.
So
Brew. It was like, ooh,
It was like, ooh,
ting, tang. God, I love your brother.
Man, who wrote that song?
I have no idea. I'm so glad that things make it to the end of this movie. Now, will they make it to the next movie? Will Bruce Balls ever be safe? Will Jess always be the same actress? Will Kelly regain her accent? Will Brew be your brother?
The answer to all of these is no. But let's find out anyway what happens next time.
On Thunder in Paradise, Trace. Back to Cuba.
Tip 3.
Tip 3. Time to get a new tip. Here's a tip. 3%.
So what would you give this on the Plex Files compared to the first one? You would give it a lower score, right?
What did I give the last one, a 4?
I don't know.
I think I gave the last one a 4.
Okay.
I hope I did. I would give this a 3. What would you give this?
I'd give it a 4. I'd say it's on par with the first episode.
Wow, you gave the last one a 3.
Did I?
Yeah, because you said it only goes uphill from here.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would probably give it a 3.
You can't change your score.
Well, I thought I gave the last one a 4.
Oh, so you're rating this worse than the last one? Or lower?
No, the same.
You are the same, you and I.
Yeah.
Is that a Chris Sarandon quote?
No, that's a South Park quote.
Oh, that's also a Last Unicorn quote.
Oh, okay.
I thought there were some elements that were great and very funny. I thought that it was very enjoyable.
Good. I just think it's so cool seeing Hulk Hogan and Chris Limmon walking around with machine guns, hiding behind small trees in the middle of Epcot.
I think that's great as well.
It's pretty hilarious.
And then they switch over to Hollywood Studios and shoot there.
Yeah. This must have been one of the cheapest episodes that they shot, and they got so much value out of shooting in these places.
They did. Shooting up children and families because nobody was safe in the making of this movie.
Oh, do you think the theme song, like, to bring it back to the very beginning?
We could not find any of the songs in this movie.
Didn't the theme song sound like La Tour, the guy who sings People Are Still Having Sex?
I was actually going to say Tone Loc.
No, it doesn't sound like
it does. Because he was like, I'm in the waterfall.
Yeah, but it's obviously a white guy talking.
I thought it sounded like Tone Loc.
It sounds like People Are Still Having Sex.
I don't know. We'll never know because we can't find this song anywhere. I never knew that song until I knew you.
It's a pretty good song. I first heard it on a Beavis and Butthead.
Not surprising. It was good. It made perfect sense. I thought they should have played Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls.
Well, I don't think that song existed when they made this.
I think they should have made it for it.
What'd you think of the 90s era CGI in this?
I thought it looked like a little speedboat in a pool of water.
Yeah, well, I think that actually was a speedboat in a pool of water.
Yeah, like they did not shoot that shit, you know. They shot that.
Well, it looks like all the boat stuff when they're next to the when you can see trees and stuff in the background, it looks like they're in that Manatee Park that we were in.
Yeah, Crystal City.
Yeah. But then there's stuff where they're just in the middle of the ocean and going 245 miles an hour eating chicken.
Yeah, eating chicken and bread.
And bread.
Like Michael Caine.
And a microwave. He goes, a microwave burrito. He goes, yeah, give me a ice cold squirt.
Yeah.
I'll give it.
No rice for him on this trip, though.
Can you still buy Squirt? You ever drank Squirt?
The drink?
Yeah, it's like a grapefruit soda.
No, I've never had it. When you said it to me, I looked at you like, how rude of you to ask me such a personal question.
No, Squirt was a big drink in the 90s. They had these funny commercials. I'll show you.
It was grapefruit?
Something like that. It was kind of like a citrus drink.
Oh.
I have to imagine they still sell it somewhere, but maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really seen it.
They gotta change the name.
They used to have these great
Squirt.
They used to have these great commercials in the 90s that was like a first person of someone like going across a city to go get a can of Squirt. And it looked like that. Did you ever see that Prodigy videos for Smack My Bitch Up where it's all first person, like, like doing drugs and stuff? And
no, what are you talking about? Smack My Bitch Up?
You've heard that song before? The Prodigy song? Smack My Bitch Up. It's a really good song.
No, I did hear Spice Up Your Life, though.
The music video was banned on MTV when it came out, but it reminded me of the Squirt commercials.
Well,
anyway.
That's inappropriate. I think you could find a Squirt commercial on Pornhub.
Sure, yeah.
Or something like that.
Find a gift for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, that would not be a gift. Great movie. I now know what happened. I just looked this up. The first daughter from Thunder in Paradise Part 1 was eaten by a crocodile at the Grand Floridian.
Right, in real life.
In real life. So that's why they had to get another actress.
That's true. Maybe.
No, it is.
What did you think of this actress compared to the first one?
Well, she was in it a lot less, and she didn't make as many weird faces.
Yeah, she shut up. It was nice.
She wasn't like, ugh, ugh, eh. She was just It's like, I'm doing calculus at 8 at night. Or it was like 3 a.m. 8 at night. I'd be like, good for you doing homework.
This is a good time to be doing calculus.
Yeah.
This is realistic timing for calculus.
I'd be like, why are you doing that on that calculator that uses up so much paper? Man, I used to play with those a lot as a kid just so I could hear them making that noise. And she gets up and she's like, I had a dream. And he's like, that calculator ink costs $5 million a cartridge.
Do you know how much that paper is, brother?
And she's like, Dad, I'm not your brother.
Daughter?
Daughter,
brother?
brother.
Brother, daughter?
I cannot wait to see Thunder in Paradise 3.
Me either. I'm going to be sad because it's the last one. But
well,
lots of other Hulk stuff.
There is some. I wouldn't say there's lots. We'll definitely have to watch Suburban Commando at some point.
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing? That was better fit for like this movie. What are you doing? Hulk Hogan, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You're crazy.
Yeah, I was like, get out of here. Go on. He's like, I'm not fucking doing anything. I'm just walking on the sidewalk.
I'm not even going to look at you, brother.
I was really pleased with this film. Thank you.
Good, yeah.
There's been some craziness this week in the real world, so I was happy to escape to the land of Tanzania.
Yeah, let's just call it Florida.
Yeah, I was happy to escape to Disney World,
where
I could forget about the craziness of the world and just go to Epcot.
Hell yeah.
And Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
So you should follow Chris Lemon on Twitter.
Yeah, because I follow him, or I just did the other day, and he's great.
Lots of denim and stuff. I think if we could, I think there's a chance we could like get a Skype interview with Chris Lemon at some point.
Oh my God.
And talk about his
I'd have to put clothes on for once while we shoot this.
One-man show. Well, we do an audio Skype. But yeah, he does a one-man show called A Twist of Lemon. And it's spelled with 2 M's.
That's how his name is spelled. I think these movies are so entertaining and I just love them. I love silliness. If it's intended or not intended, whatever. It's great. And so I still like the first one better. This one was pretty good. And we'll see where number 3 leaves us.
All right. Fair enough. Eat that melon. Eat those balls.
Keep fucking that chicken.
Yeah. Keep on that ladder. Don't fall off that ladder. Keep that magic carpet riding. Keep it riding.
Make it a whole new world for you and me. That's where we'll be.
Shoot that bazooka. Visit
your local Disney World for future information on the future of Epcot.
Yes. Judi Dench.
Dame Judi Dench. Thank you very much. And enjoy.
Look in my mind and I see 100 years coming at me. Oh, baby. Man's gotta have his dream. Oh, you reach out and touch me inside, and I think, oh, you the woman I've been looking for all my life. Oh, 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 na 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 na, yeah. Oh, stay with me, feel the fire. Every time I see your eyes, makes me move inside. Don't give in, don't give up, no, no. A dream, I hope. A dream, I hope. A dream, I hope. A dream, you come to me, what do I see in your face? A little dream, little mystery about the essence of me. What you looking in my, 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 looking in my.